She is a caregiver for him?
She's a caregiver for him.
A bank contacted police on March 13, 2024, to report 2 women they believed to be scammers.
Sure didn't match. I couldn't get a hold of him, so then I called her.
Yes, ma'am.
And so she was able to get in touch with her father, who said that he did not write the check. She is a caregiver for him?
She's a caregiver for him, and he said that she took off with the checks and the cars, and he was trying to get the car back. So the car is actually my dad's as well.
And
the checks.
And the checks.
And he never gave him permission.
Okay, is your dad here local in town?
He's in Tier C.
Okay.
Yeah, that's...
And this is the lady that's trying to cash the check?
She's out there. That's Jessica. I don't know which one. I think I don't know.
The drivers.
Within a month of starting work, the 82-year-old man's hired caregivers wanted to cash a fraudulent check after stealing his car. They would attempt to avoid this by lying, which was incredibly disgusting and shocking.
All right. So he gave you 1 check today?
No, yesterday.
Yesterday. He gave you 1 check. What was the check for?
It was working for him for 4 days.
Okay.
Because I have an expired ID, so I can't cash a check. So it goes under my girlfriend's name.
Okay. So you were working, how much was the amount of the check?
600.
How much?
600.
Okay. So you wrote the check. So yesterday he took his checkbook out and he told your girlfriend to write it out for him because he can't.
Most people would assume that someone who has been pulled over repeatedly for driving a stolen vehicle didn't have the owner's consent, but these suspects had a different idea. At this stage, their role as caregivers was highly dubious, and the situation was made considerably worse by the addition of signature forgery.
And he did it for $600.
Yes.
Okay. And he signed it himself.
Yes.
Okay. Signed it himself. Gave you the check. Okay. Now the vehicle. Where's the vehicle?
The vehicle's from him. He let us use it as a payment.
Since when?
I could go back and look at messages. I don't know. It was maybe the beginning of March. I really don't know.
Okay, that's when he lent you the vehicle.
But he also did call it in stolen the first time. Because this isn't the first time he's called the vehicle in stolen on me and other people.
Okay, so why would you take the car?
What do you mean? He let us.
Yeah, he let you, but knowing that, hey, this guy...
I didn't know until the police officer told me. We got pulled over. And he said, oh, fair warning, he does that a lot. And I was like he gets mad and he does that.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, just, you know.
Okay, but that's what I mean. That was the first time.
Yeah, I mean...
Why would you take it again, knowing that he would probably do it again?
He never said nothing. If he would have said to leave it, I would have said, okay, let me call my mom, let me clear my stuff out. I had no problem leaving the vehicle. He never voiced it to me that he wanted it there.
Did you have property inside that vehicle that belongs to you, and you guys have been using it since March 5th? That's your vehicle. That's what you're...
Well, not ours, but we are using it. Like, we are going to start making payments, but we do have property.
Also, you're going to start making payments?
Yes, we haven't started making payments. No.
They would also never again enter his home because she was charged with unlawful taking of a motor vehicle, forgery, and fraud for attempting to cash the fictitious check and driving the car.
Surprise, the signature does not match. His signature that was on that check, the surprise on that. That means somebody forged his signature.
No, well, I seen him. I just wrote it.
So you're admitting that you wrote the check.
Yes.
You filled it out. You didn't.
I did not sign it.
And he told you to make it 600?
Yes.
It was in 60.
I wrote 3 checks. Then he signed it.
Which checks were those for?
It was the 600, a 500, a 10, and then $90 one.
$90. Okay. Well, that's where I'm at. Now, I'm surprised if I told you that you guys didn't have permission to take the truck.
We did have permission.
Okay.
It's just he got upset because she didn't want to change it, so we just said, Ken, we'll just be back later when you're not angry. And instead of coming back and having to drive all the way from Array to... Because we were visiting my grandparents. So driving from there to there, I called him and he said, no, I don't want you to guys. I don't want you to come. I said, okay. So since we told him we would not be back to his house since he got upset, we have not stepped foot.
Since the elderly are weak and defenseless, some people would agree that stealing from them is terrible.
When I was talking to the dad...
What's your phone number?
My phone's dead.
Look that up and have the police department in that town and call that address that's on your ID from Colorado. So you got caught. You lied. Okay.
Hold on. Why do you keep interrupting? That means you're lying.
These police officers caught this con artist so fast that he had no idea what was going on.
What's that have to do with anything?
It means you're lying. As usual. Like,
Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna need you to wait a minute
What was it?
because take your hand out your pocket for me.
What's wrong?
Just wait a minute because we had a call
What's that?
saying that you were trying to do some transactions and weren't using proper information.
How wasn't I using proper information?
Well, we're gonna figure this out.
Police officers from Ohio were called to a bank on May 27, 2023, regarding a man who was trying to commit fraud.
In California?
Yes, sir.
That's weird because you just gave that address that's on your ID from Colorado. So you got caught. You lied. Okay. No, listen to me. They spoke to this actual David. They spoke to him. He's in Colorado. He didn't authorize it.
I'm
Because
telling you.
listen, it's kind of weird that, you say you live in California, but you give your address that's on your
Listen,
Colorado
I have
ID.
several houses.
With the exact same address?
No, but I
That's
said
weird.
California. It's Colorado.
So what's your address in California? Because I'm going to verify it. I'm going to call that police department. Tell me what city.
What city?
Yeah, what city?
It's Springfield, but
Springfield, California?
yeah, it's.
What's the address?
I don't.
So you just own houses that you don't know the address of?
It's an Airbnb actually, and it's.
So you rent an Airbnb?
Yes. Sir.
Okay, so what is the address?
I can look stuff up. You guys have me flustered, sir.
Have you flustered because you're stealing somebody's money?
You have me flustered.
Do you
sir.
think banks are dumb?
I would hope not, because my money's in there.
Or somebody else's money that's in Ohio? Why are you in Ohio?
Because I just came to Ohio to visit my sister.
Where's your sister live?
Over in Avon.
In Avon. So what are you doing in Akron? Why would you come to the U.S. Bank? So you decided to come almost an hour to go to the bank?
No, not necessarily. It's not. I didn't come here just to go to the bank.
So who drove you here?
I don't know who.
So you randomly got in the car with a guy?
No, it's not a random guy either.
And you came an hour to go to the bank?
No, we came an hour to go shopping.
Where? Where are you going shopping?
All over the place. We went to a few different places.
Please tell me where you're shopping in Akron.
We went to this. It was like a little thrift store over down the way, but
Where
I wasn't trying to drop me off.
Where did he go?
I don't know. He's probably.
Well, there's no cars in the parking lot other than our police cars.
He was over there, sir.
This man attempted to cash out several checks after stealing a customer's identity in the hopes of getting away with lying. However, the officers had enough and drilled him to death after he stated that he lived in California.
So you come to U.S. Bank, from Avon you come down to Akron to U.S. Bank, okay? You don't choose the U.S. Bank downtown, you don't choose the U.S. Bank anywhere else. Hang on a second, okay? We ask you for your address. You give us this address, but say it's in California, and this is a Colorado ID. Then you proceed to tell me you have multiple houses. So I tell you to tell me the address in California. Hold on, I'm not done yet. So I can look that up and have the police department in that town in California, which is Springfield. That's all you told me, because weird, Springfield's 250 feet down the road, Springfield, Ohio, and then you proceed to tell me it's an Airbnb. I tell you to pull your phone out to show me the Airbnb account so I can confirm that. Conveniently, your phone's dead. You pull a bunch of cashier checks the other day. Your cashier checks end up with people with California IDs being cashed at different U.S. banks. You know all these banks talk, correct? U.S. Bank talks to a male who in Colorado with this same name that says, no, that is my bank account. No, I am not doing this. So you lost an ID how long ago?
Just a couple of years ago or so.
Was it? Because this was issued on 12/5 of 19. When you get issued a new one,
years ago,
a couple years ago would be 2 years ago, so 21.
It was a while ago.
I've been doing this 27 years. Every adult male I've ever talked to that said they don't know their social security number is lying. That's my history. Hold on. That's a known fact. So if you're telling them you don't know your social security number, hold on. Why do you keep interrupting? That means you're lying.
The police dismantled the suspect's whole story in less than 3 minutes, exposing him as a dreadful con artist. The officers would expose him so severely that he would never want to lie again, even though he was essentially at a loss for words at this point.
This is the part I don't understand. You were here yesterday. You pulled a bunch of cashier's checks, okay? What contracting company are you using? Because I'm going to call them.
If I had my number, I'd give you their phone number.
So you have no idea the name of the contracting company you're using? That you're giving thousands of dollars, different houses?
Go ahead.
Just residential houses.
And he's a 64-year-old male, 6 foot, 170, brown and brown, per his license.
There's Hudson, there's
Copy, thank you.
Aurora, there are any number of U.S. banks that are way closer.
Well, I can tell you, David, he's a 64-year-old male who's 6 foot, 170 pounds.
Do me a favor, stand up and put your hands behind your back. Stand up and put your hands behind your back.
You're not 6 foot.
Huh?
I'm 5'7".
What's that have to do with anything?
It means you're lying, as usual. Like I told you. So why don't you stop your thing and tell us your real name and ID?
So tell us who you really are.
Because we don't really care. We just want to do our job.
The suspect was rendered completely unconscious by the police, and they weren't playing around. If they had wanted to, they could have caught his lies all day, but they were forced to stop as soon as they realized he was a scammer.
Colorado ID either.
You and I are going to go sit down and approve you.
So he's got to pay all of these people, like thousands and thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. I don't know what kind of fraud he's doing. He's got bank account numbers all over the place. Checking account numbers all over the place. He's doing a fraud. He's doing a...
According to the officer's conversation, the man attempted to steal $31,000 from the bank and was merely a pawn who was afraid to come clean and expose the main players.
In this route. Okay. And can he do the felony theft of $31,000? She?
Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video.
So you remember how I read you Miranda?
Yeah.
What's your cut out of all this? How much do you get?
I don't get, I get drugs.
You get drugs?
That's what I get.
What's your drug of choice?
I do dope, heroin.
Heroin? Okay. So you steal all this money for heroin. How much heroin do you get?
No, it's a bad situation. I know.
Are you getting a lot of heroin?
No, I don't.
Just enough to get you high?
They keep me like that.
Do they?
That's how they force me to do it.
Yeah, I got you.
Joseph was accused of theft, identity fraud, and identity misrepresentation. These officers were too strong for his scam to succeed. However, the subsequent officers were so vicious that they forced the con artist to bow down and express regret to them.